This is new for 2026 from Taco. It's their GS300 mount, the single handle design. And we're replacing 2012 GS250s on this boat. I'll show you the step-by-step on the other side, but we've got the port side in. The way this works is you see up, it's your height adjustment. That handle rotates down and you can crank up and down for your height from below top, like so. So how do you adjust swing from below? You're gonna flip this handle and you see out. You can move the handle again. Now you're moving outboard and you're moving inboard. So there's a 1-to-1 ratio here, moving this outrigger out, in, out, in. You're in the position you want. Flip back to re-engage. And now you're back with height. You want to adjust height, go at it. You want to stow, flip the handle again. So we've got a starboard one here still in the box. And what we like to do before we just sealant this thing up is we like to dry fit things to make sure they're going to work. Make sure the holes are plumb in the boat. And we did just take the set of 250s out of this boat. And we're literally going to use the same screws and nuts, because these won't stay in here but for a few trips. And we'll swap them out with some other mounts at that point. Probably do some more videos for you. I'm gonna hand this thing up to Caleb. Climb on top up here. We're dry fitting at this point, just to make sure everything's gonna fit nicely. Just drop those in there. Make sure they're gonna work. Same bolt pattern as the old GS250s were. The 3" by 5" on center. You can use 1/4" bolts or 5/16 bolts. In our case, the boat has got reinforcement tubes in here, and the idea of those tubes is 1/4". So we're going back with the same 1/4" screws. All right, so everything looks good. Got everything cleaned up, prepped, ready for sealant. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our acrylic backing plate. We replaced the old anodized aluminum plates, as you saw on the port side. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put sealant just on the outside of this thing. Don't need a whole lot. You just want to seal the outside. Oops, kind of hard to do one-handed. All right. So what sealant are we using? We're using Life Seal. It's made in Charleston, South Carolina. We like this one because it comes off easily when we want it to come off. It also cleans up really well. And it does fairly well. Pretty comparable to like 4000 UV as far as how long it takes for it to yellow out. You know, anything will eventually yellow out, but we see pretty good life out of this. Non-yellowing, meant for topside bedding of hardware like this. So the cool thing about this is you can just articulate that handle and go in. I'm gonna get down here and I'm gonna start helping him lighten up on it. And then I'm gonna try to stick the backing plate and screws in here. We're gonna double team it. We're gonna start nuts on the top. Got everything started?
Everything is started.
So it didn't look like I was putting much sealant on, but as you can see, it squeezed right out everywhere. And like I said, this Life Seal is great as far as ease of cleanup. So we actually are going to get away with cleaning it up with dry paper towels. You can use any of their reduction and removal products or a solvent like acetone if you want, but we found that it just works better to go dry. Just keep using new pieces. So it's just coming back and getting a clean piece and crossing over it with clean pieces over and over. Just take your time and the stuff will come out looking great. So once the majority of it is off, you can come back with spot cleaning with acetone if you need. It's going to be nice and clean at this point. Nice embedded. You've only got sealant where you want it to be. I'm going to show you how this thing works again. So you see the word up showing. That's telling us we're in height adjustment mode, okay? So we're going to move down and we can crank up. Pretty nice ratio. It's gonna be good for heavier, longer outriggers. So I want to go down, change direction. The mount's running down. All right, so we want to change our swing. And our swing adjustment. So now I want to swing outboard. I want to swing inboard. So I'll lock back into place, flip back up. You're back in height adjustment mode. Up and down. So, before this thing is tightened fully, we want to stick a pole in here. We want to check out what our angle is doing. Because you do have a little bit of play in here with these bolts and these holes. Here's our retainer pin. So this is what's engaging in the bottom of the outrigger base. So we've got pre-drilled the base of one of our outriggers here. And using an 1.5 adapter sleeve. Go in, then it's engaged. Nice and sturdy. So the reason for putting the pole in at this point before we tighten everything down is because you can visualize where this thing is pointed before you cinch these bolts down. So once you do that, you can come back one final time and clean up your bedding sealant. And you're all set, ready to go fish. Hope you enjoyed. We'll have more soon. Thank you.